Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I am doing just kind of like a face of the day look for you. It's a really pretty look for fall. There's some browns and kind of mauve-y colors involved and a really pretty gold. And this was also requested. This was a look that I had worn in a previous video. I believe it was a swap video. And then also it was suggested to me to do a video on how to wing your eyeliner, so I kind of incorporated that into this video as well. So if you guys are interested in seeing today's look, keep watching. It's coming right up. So I've already put down some of my primer potion, and I'm just going to use a little bit of my MAC Pearl color cream base and a Real Techniques brush. This is the base shadow brush. And it's good to use synthetic brushes for cream products as opposed to a natural hair brush. Natural hairs tend to soak up your product, whereas synthetic brushes won't. You guys will have to excuse me, I'm still sick, so my voice is a little off. So I'm just going to put this all over my lid. What I'm going to use next is a pigment. And the one I'm using is from MAC. It's called Naked. Yeah, I had to check. It's called Naked. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll put some on my, well, here it's on my finger. It's a really pretty color. It's one of my favorite pigments that I have, and a little bit of this pigment, the Naked pigment from MAC, on a flat eyeshadow brush, and what I do is I put some in the lid and I just press my brush into it, because obviously pigments are loose. You don't want a huge mess, which is why we're using the color cream base, and you just want to pat that in all over. So what I'm doing is taking it from the inner corner to about 3/4 of the way over. And so now I have my pigment down. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. Might be a little bit easier if I'm zoomed in. What I'm going to do now is take a little bit of this eyeshadow. It's called Twinks. And this is from MAC. That's what it looks like. It's one of my more favorite colors out of all the MAC shadows I have. That's out of all the browns. That one's my favorite. So I'm just going to use the flat eyeshadow brush, and just going to pat that in, and I'm going to push it in right out here in this outer corner. I'm just pressing it in. And then slightly take it over into the crease. It's really nice outside today, so everyone's outside. I don't really feel like being outside today, so that's why I'm still in. Okay. I'm going to take a little brush like this. And I like using little brushes like this. They just work out really nice for my eye shape. I mean, my eyes are, like I've said a million times, they're deep set, they're small, and they're close together. So what I'm doing is I'm just running the eyeshadow just slightly in towards the inner corner. Now what I'm going to do is take another color from MAC. It's called Cranberry. This is what it looks like. Cranberry is one of my favorite colors as well. I just like the like wine colors, the pinky wine, mauve colors. So I'm going to use that same flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to take some of that cranberry. I'm going to push that in right on top of the brown and into the crease just slightly. So it looks like that. I'm going to go back to that little brush and start blending over. And actually what I'm going to do is right here on the lid, just going to kind of do some circular motions and blend those two colors together. And then come up here into the crease and just take it up slightly. Now if you have deep set eyes, you know, sometimes it helps to really put your head back because you can see right into that, right into your crease. So right here is where the bone is, like what I'm touching, that's my bone. But you see when I open my eyes, when I look straight ahead, that part kind of disappears. But if I open and kind of tilt my head back, I can see right into that area perfectly. So I'm just going to blend slightly. This isn't... Oh. I'm going to take a little bit more brown. What I'm going to do now is take a little bit of this product here. This is a dust. It's a shimmer eye dust, and I received this from my swap that I did with Gemma. That's what it looks like. It's hard for me to see. I'm not used to working with the camera zoomed in like this, but it's just a gold shimmer dust, as you can see. I'm going to take a little bit on that flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm basically just going around the rim of the product because I don't want to dab directly into the product itself, just go around the borders. And what I'm doing is just placing this kind of right in the center. And this will just brighten this up a little bit. It's a real pretty look for autumn. I really like the mix of browns and the cranberry, and then adding just the slightest touch of gold right in the center. It's really pretty. So what we're going to do now is take an angle brush like this, and I'm going to go back into Twinks, that original brown color, and I'm going to put that in the outside, the outer corner here. And I'm pretty much just keeping this, see how long my brush is. That's about where I'm placing the product, just that same length of the brush. I'm just going to kind of keep it right in here. I'm not taking it in anymore. I'm going to turn my brush, slightly close my eyes, and just bring that brown up and right into the lid so that there's an extension, you can see. This will help to elongate your eye, give the appearance of eyes that are just a little bit wider set. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of my Naked Pigment on that same angle brush, and I'm just going to place some of that from the inner corner and just meet it up with the brown. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of my Blanc type, which is flesh tone color, matte. I'm going to place that right in under the eyebrow. Take a little bit of Dazzle Light, which is a frosty off-white color, just underneath the arch here. I'm going to switch my brush. What did I do with my other brush? I'm going to use this brush here. I'm going to take a little bit of these two colors here, Tissue Weight and Jest. This one is Jest. That one is still available at MAC. Tissue Weight I actually got at the CCO. I'm going to put some of that right in here. And for those of you that aren't aware, I just like to highlight shadowed areas just to make my eyes look a little bit bigger, a little more wide set. So I like to put color in here and in here. So I find that Tissue Weight and Jest is a nice combination of like a pink and a flesh tone color. It's a nice highlight for that area. I really like it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and curl my... I'm going to put some false lashes on because I had some on in that video, and I'm also going to line my lash line, upper lash line as well, because if I'm not mistaken, I had also lined my lash line. I made a little bit of a mess on my face there. Pixie Peach corrector and do some cleanup. And I like to use this with my fingers, and then the concealer I like to use with a brush. I'm just going to go ahead and use my American Beauty concealer. Just going to actually go like that with it. Okay guys, so we are all finished with today's look. I like this. I think it's really pretty. It's a wearable look. I mean, if you don't want to include the lashes, obviously you don't have to. I will put some liner on for you guys, kind of like at the end, but I wanted to show you what it looked like without liner. I think it's really pretty, and for those of you that struggle with deep set eyes or small eyes, if you skip the eyeliner, it will just make your eyes look that much bigger. Because I find that when I line my eyes, they tend to kind of look smaller. You know, it's a pretty look. I do like eyeliner, but I just don't like how small it makes my eyes appear. So I tend to forego eyeliner. It's just not a preference of mine. But I realize that a lot of you like to wear it. Before I do line my eyes, though, I will tell you guys what I have on my cheeks. I have my Smashbox blush, this one here. And for those of you that don't know, a good dupe for this blush, this was a duo. This is a duo. It's called Soft Lights Duo. Blush Soft Lights Duo. And this is a highlight, and this is the blush. And I actually got this for $5 at Ulta. It was one of their specials that they have by the register. If you weren't able to get that, a really great dupe for this color is this one here from Jordana. It's called Rose Silk number 32. And they don't look exactly the same, but they're very, very close once you put them on. I know that the Smashbox one, in here it looks a little more, I think, kind of like an orange. But when you put them next to each other, they're quite, you know, they're pretty close. It's the closest I've been able to find. This is the Jordana, this is the Smashbox. So this one might be a little more of a coral, but they're pretty close. It's the closest that I was able to come up with. So I have that on. For foundation, I just have some of the Garnier BB Cream, my Sephora Mineral Foundation. A little bit of my Clarins Mosaic Bronzer. I did do a little bit of a highlight today. I used this from Marcel. This little palette here. This is called Splendid Beauty. And I just kind of went into the white area, just a little bit right in here. I normally don't, but for videos I will. And then on my lips, I have this pencil. It's from Rimmel. It's called Spice. You can see that. It's a very pretty color. I like it a lot. A nice pink. Maybe like a pinky coral. And then I just have on my Marcel Multi Zebra lip gloss. So I'll go ahead and line my eyes. Now for those of you that like a winged liner but you struggle, what I can suggest to you, because I don't line a lot and it does take me a little bit of time to line, I really like this pencil. This is from Physicians Formula. It's the Eye Definer Felt Tip Eye Marker. And for those of you that struggle with gel liners, I would suggest looking into something like this. You can get really close to the lash line and make a nice line and wing it out if you need to. So usually what I do is I start right here in the center and I just lay the marker down along my lash line. And I just inch my way over. And then I'll come in like this with the tip and kind of meet it up with that line that I just made. I'll zoom in. So if you wait until after you have your lashes on, your line will be a little bit thicker. But if you get as close to your false lashes as you can, you don't necessarily have to. But I know for me it just kind of ends up like that. And then right when I get to here, I just kind of take the tip, bring it out just slightly, and then back it in. Like so. I don't really wing too much. What I found happens to me when when I try to wing my eyeliner, because of the way my bone structure is, and I'm sure that a lot of you can relate, when you have deep set eyes, you got this bone right here, this bone. Alright, this bone actually sticks out further than my eyeball. So what happens is when I try to wing this out, it's almost like it creates an optical illusion, like, you know, when you put a straw in a glass of water and you put the straw in and it looks like the straw bends. Well, that's kind of like the same thing that happens to me. Like when I'm looking at myself and I see that line straight out, but then when I kind of turn my head, it looks kind of curved. So that's a lot of times why I avoid trying to do winged liner. It's the same thing with my eyebrows. My bone structure on my forehead is very pronounced. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got this line here and right there. That runs right into my eyebrow. I have to be really careful because if I'm looking straight ahead at myself and I'm putting my eyebrows on, to me, looking straight ahead, it looks straight, but as soon as I turn my head, this side will kind of be curved. So I have to be really careful. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. Maybe to some of you it does, but that's what ends up happening to me. So if I'm going to wing it out, I just do a slight wing, kind of like that. Just like that. Just a little bit, not too much. Really done. Here are the eyes lined, and I hope you guys like how that looks. Like I said, I just think that it kind of closes my eyes up a little bit more, especially this eye right here. My eyes are uneven like most people, and since I lined it, if I look straight ahead, all you can see really is black on this eye, and just a little bit of brightness in the inner corner, and that's what I don't like. I don't like going through all the trouble of picking really pretty colors to put on my lids and then line them with liner only for all that work to not even show up. So, and you can't tell me that you don't see, I mean, all you see basically on this eye is black from the liner when I look straight ahead. See, I have a little bit more space on this eye, but this one, it's just black. So I kind of don't like that. Sorry, guys. But anyway, I hope that you guys liked today's look. And like I said again, it was requested from a makeup that I wore in another video. I think it was my swap video. And yay, I finally got my roots done. I was so sick sitting there. I was supposed to get my hair cut and get my roots done, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I told the guy, I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I'm going back next week to get my hair cut. So anyway, I hope you guys like this. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon.